Let me guess. Something happens. Someone says something unfair. A situation goes completely wrong. And instead of looking composed or standing your ground, your eyes fill up. Your throat tightens. And the tears just come. And the worst part isn't even the crying. The worst part is what happens right after. You're already frustrated about the thing that made you angry. And now you're also embarrassed about crying. And now you're angry at yourself for crying while you were angry. It's like a storm inside a storm. And somehow you end up feeling like the problem when you weren't even the one who started it. Sound familiar? Good, because today we're going to talk about what is actually happening when that occurs. And I promise, by the end of this, you are going to see yourself very differently. So first, let's clear something up. Most people assume that crying when you're angry means you're too sensitive, too emotional, that you can't handle confrontation, that you're weak in the moment when you most needed to be strong. And that assumption has probably followed you around for a long time. Maybe you've been told to toughen up. Maybe you've walked out of arguments to cry in a bathroom stall and stared at yourself in the mirror with pure frustration. Maybe you've rehearsed difficult conversations in your head for days in advance, hoping that if you prepare enough, the tears won't come. And then they do anyway, and it feels like your own body is betraying you. Here is the first thing I want you to hear. Your body is not betraying you. It is doing something very specific. And once you understand what that is, the shame around it starts to fall away. Here's what is actually going on. Your brain has an alarm system. It's called the amygdala, and its only job is to scan your environment for threats and fire off a response when it finds one. It does not stop to ask questions. It does not wait to hear your side of the story. When it decides something is a threat, it acts. Now here is the part that most people don't know. Your brain does not separate emotional threats from physical ones. When someone raises their voice at you, dismisses you, humiliates you, or says something deeply unfair, your amygdala responds the same way it would if you were in actual physical danger. It triggers what is called the fight or flight response. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing changes. Stress hormones flood your body. Your system is suddenly running at full capacity. And tears are a direct result of that kind of physiological overload. When your nervous system is pushed beyond a certain threshold, when too much emotion hits at once, your body releases it. Crying is not weakness leaking out, it is pressure releasing. It is your nervous system doing its job so well that it runs out of room to hold everything, and it lets it go. You are not too emotional, you are fully human, and your body responds to emotional pain the way it was built to. But there is something else going on here, something that goes a little deeper. Think about the specific moment the tears come. It usually isn't when you're mildly irritated. It isn't when something is just a little unfair. The tears tend to come when something hits a deeper nerve, when someone who matters to you dismisses you, when you tried your best and it wasn't acknowledged, when you're being treated as less than you know you are. That is not just anger, that is anger mixed with hurt. And here is something that researchers who study emotion have found. Anger is almost never a single emotion. It is almost always a secondary emotion, meaning it sits on top of something else. Underneath almost every instance of real anger, there is a primary emotion waiting to be found. Hurt, fear, rejection. A feeling of being unseen. A feeling of being disrespected. A feeling of not being enough or not being believed. The anger rises first because it is louder. It is the emotion that tries to protect you. But underneath it, quieter and more vulnerable, is the thing that actually got wounded. And when both of those things, the anger and the hurt underneath it, hit your nervous system at the same time, your body cannot process two that's strong at once. So it releases through the one outlet it has, tears. And there is one more layer to this, and this one is worth sitting with. A lot of people who cry when they're angry share something in common. They care deeply. Not just about the situation, about being fair, about being honest, about being understood, about treating people right and being treated right in return. For people like this, injustice doesn't just feel frustrating. It feels like a violation of something that actually matters. And when something that matters deeply to you is threatened, your body feels that at a physical level, not just a mental one. You're not crying because you're falling apart. You're crying because something real was at stake. Because you're someone for whom things are not just surface level. Because your values are not casual to you. They are something you feel in your body when they are crossed. There is nothing fragile about that. It takes a particular kind of person to feel things that completely. And the world actually needs more of those people, not fewer. So what do you do when it happens? The first thing is, don't fight it. The moment you try to suppress the tears in the middle of an already charged moment, you split your attention. Now part of you is managing the conversation, and part of you is managing your face and your eyes and your breathing. You can't do both well. And the harder you try to stop it, the more your body reads that suppression as additional threat and pushes harder. Give yourself permission to feel it. That doesn't mean falling apart. It means not going to war with yourself on top of everything else. The second thing is, name what's underneath. Not out loud necessarily, but internally. Ask yourself, what actually just got hurt here? What is the feeling underneath the anger? Because the moment you can identify the real wound, the intensity drops. Your nervous system starts to come down, and you can think more clearly. The third thing, and this is important, is to separate the moment from the meaning. Crying during an argument does not mean you lost. It does not mean you were wrong. It does not mean your point didn't stand. It means you are a person who feels things deeply. Those are two completely different things. And the sooner you stop letting the tears discredit your own position, the sooner other people can't use them to do it either. You are not too much. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not someone who needs to harden up or learn to care less. You are someone whose body takes their inner world seriously. And that body, the one that floods with feeling when something genuinely matters, is not your enemy. It never was. The next time it happens, try to remember this. The tears are not the problem. The tears are just evidence that something real is happening inside you. And something real was worth protecting. If this hit home for you, please subscribe. And if you want to support these deep dives, hit that join button to become a channel member. I would genuinely appreciate your support.